Greetings, friends, and welcome to Captain Samuel's Sigils. I've got a book that's going to be coming out soon called The Book of Deogenesis, and it's all finished. I'm basically waiting for the cover illustrator to finish making her illustration. And while we wait, I thought I would share with you the 3 books that I've already made. Check this out. This is 1992's How H-Gon Saved the Outside of the Universe. Also from 1992, Flowers Are Nice. And 1993's The Black Hole Nebula. Also, at one point, I had a comic called Roboraptor about a electronic velociraptor. Unfortunately, the mice got to it, and this is literally all I have left. A Roboraptor, just this little scene of his teeth. So at some point on my channel, I thought I would read all 3 of those books, but for today, let's just enjoy a reading of How H-Gon Saved the Outside of the Universe. Sam's Star Trek presents How H-Gon Saved the Outside of the Universe by Sam Planck. How H-Gon Saved the Outside of the Universe. Table of Contents. Setting. Characters. Story. Setting. Sam. The setting of my story is the outside of the universe and on some planets. The planets are Quata, Gala, Exta, Muno, Nitrao, Extrao, Ama, and the Sun. For stuff in the power plant, see number 2 setting. Outside of the universe. Spaceship, bad guys. This is the setting number 2, where the parts of the power plant are. There are ramps that lead to the circuitry system. There is a time pole that can suck you up when you open it. It will take you back to the Stone Age. Look at that power plant on the sun. Beautiful. This is also setting number 2, where the parts of the power plant are. There is a radioactive pool. There is an engine that holds radioactive power in to make the power plant work, so the sun will not explode. There is an engine that tells how much power the engine is holding. Characters! One day on the planet Quata, H-Gon's crime meter said, Crime, stealing shuttlecraft. Villain, Zele. Location, 1 mile from the photosphere. Bad. Characters. H-Gon has a band on his head. He has a belt with, 100, 100,000, 100 million, 100 billion, 1 trillion weapons on it. He has a cape that has a triangle with a spiral in it. He has black boots. Exano has an eye patch. He has 2 belts. One belt has 109 weapons. The second one has 204 weapons. He has boots that have a blade in them. Zele is 20 years old. He has 4 belts. All 4 belts have 200 weapons on them. One belt has something that can make him invisible. He has a green shirt and black pants. He has brown boots. My story! One day in space, H-Gon saw someone stealing a shuttlecraft. Let's go, said H-Gon to Andrao, and he shot the tractor beam. Then he beamed up the 1 million passengers and put them in the jail room and destroyed the ship. One of them tried to shoot the captain, but he missed. On Zele's ship, Zele was mad. He was mad because H-Gon kept on destroying his ships. He said angrily, I've got to get rid of him, and I know how. When he gets 2 miles from the sun, I'll shoot the sun with VV proton guns, and his ship will be ash. Now send out one of my ships. and make sure that it is not one of my ships that is destroyed. There it goes to the power plant. Yes, it's already there, and here comes H-Gon. Oh, no, he's in a shuttlecraft, but not if I can help it. Okay, ready, aim, fire. Rats, I missed, but Exano will get him. Hurry up with those handheld lasers. Boom, look, it's H-Gon. Shoot him. Whoosh, bam, the time pool is open. Zip, well, there goes Faba. Oh no, the power plant is going to blow. Bam, kapow, the power plant blew up, and it did what we wanted it to do. It is sending out deadly X-rays, and they are going to destroy H-Gon. Oh, no, he got away, and then I was going to conquer the universe. Zaylo and Exano are fighting H-Gon and Andral. Zaylo and Exano are fighting H-Gon because H-Gon stops Zaylo and Xano from doing bad things, and they don't like that. The war ends when H-Gon catches Zaylo and Exano. Then the universe has peace. Now Zaylo and Exano sit in the jail cell and are bored. After there was peace, they built a new power plant, and that was the same kind as the first one. If they did not have, the sun would explode in 20 days. The power plant keeps the sun from exploding, and then the planets would be toasted. The end. Whoa! So that was H-Gon saves the outside of the universe. So what did I think? Well, I think the editing needed a little bit of work. There were parts where it introduces the characters and then starts talking about a scene of action that just stops, and then it's a picture, and then like the story starts all over again. So I think part of that was that I wasn't on good terms with my editor in second grade, my teacher. I was something of a class clown and troublemaker. For example, when they asked what the 3 states of matter were, I said, I know, and I said solid, liquid, and gas. And everybody in second grade thought that was hilarious, but my second grade teacher did not. And so I think that's why she wasn't really invested in editing my SF work and making sure that the best product made it to market. The other thing I want to say is H-Gon an anti-hero? So my reading of that story is when he goes to steal when he goes to stop the spaceship from being stolen, he gets all of the passengers off of the spaceship and then destroys the ship. And I guess that's one way to prevent the spaceship from being stolen is by blowing it up. But wow, that's some pretty extreme measures. It almost sounds like Zaylo is mad at H-Gon for destroying his ships. Is Zaylo the good guy? Like, is he the owner of some kind of spaceship freight enterprise, and H-Gon is confused or delusional and going around thinking that ships are being stolen when they're really not, and he's blowing them up? There's some moral ambiguity to this story that we need to unravel. The other thing I want to say about it is I loved all the details about the number of belts and the number of weapons on each belt. You don't get that kind of detail in other SF stories. Like, for example, in Dune, how many belts does Paul Atreides have? How many weapons are on each belt? You don't know. But in H-Gon, how H-Gon says yes to the universe, that information is crystal clear. So overall, I also want to say that I loved how there is no distinction between dialogue, events, and sound effects. They were all just merged into one, into an inchoate, chaotic mass of action and excitement. I love that writing style, very experimental. So even though I'm the one that wrote it, I still feel I can be objective about this, and I give How H-Gon Saved the Outside of the Universe a 5-star God tier rating. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, if you thought it was fun, at some point we can also do a reading of the other books I wrote, The Black Hole Nebula and Flowers and Ice. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.